Hey, YouTube, David here, Jesus. Um, we're going to do a video tonight. I guess I'm going to kind of go all over the place because there is so much going on that there's no way I can keep track of all this. But, or I could actually talk about all this. I mean, and first thing I want to say is give this a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe. We are at the point of when I was on Coast to Coast last September, Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. He asked me how much more time did he think I had? I said I hope or I think we have a couple months. Now we're going to be talking about that later. About that, see, I at that time because I'm in the flesh. I was ahead of the Father's schedule. I was thinking it was going to happen right on the 2300 days after the publication of the third book, which was published August 15th. The original publication of it was August 15th, 2019. And the 2300 days spoken about in Daniel 8, which we're going to be going over that here in a little bit, was up December 1st. I left the country on the 29th of November and was out of the country until December 13th because I thought it meant that it was going to take place right there on December 1st, right at the 2300 days. Lo and behold, I'm in the flesh, and I've always gotten ahead of the Father time schedule. But this is what I thought was going to be happening when I was in the Philippines, when I went to the Philippines on November 29th. This is the war that I was predicting on Coast to Coast AM. And this is just the beginning. This is nowhere near the end. This, you know, the verse of the day rap that I tell you all about in the books, I've told you about in the videos, the last few days, the Father's really been pounded on me about how this is the time. This is the time that the blood of the earth, spoken about in, I believe it's Isaiah 27, where it was talking about that the blood of the earth would no longer be covered, or something of those words. And this is when you're going to see how everybody's out for their own gain. The love for others is not there. Okay, now I was going to, I'm doing this on the whim. I told Rose when I got parked, and we talked on the phone a little while ago, and I told her I was going to do a video when I got parked because I'm I've made a couple videos here and there over the last couple weeks, but I started to publish them, then I wound up taking them down. Uh, my truck was broke down and so forth, and just then this war started, and my mind has just been going everywhere. And then the other day, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago now, I was driving and I was listening to the videos of it, and I was kind of like questioning it, Father, why ain't I listening to the Bible? I've only listened to it about 2 times this year. Okay, I'm back. That's back on track of the year 23. Like I told you, this was me descending down into hell, and I'm thinking I'm spending a lot of time in hell. The other day, it just blurted out of my mouth. I only speak with the Father and I are one. It just blurted out of my mouth. Me listening to the videos about this war is kind of like the Bible for me. And then I started putting together about all this stuff with how Trump is even saying, "Oh, Jesus called it." Oh, no, Jesus oh my gosh. I just can't believe how people take away everything from my father. Okay, uh, it just stuns me. But can you all hear the trumpet sounding. I mean, it is screaming so loud. And the only way I think people couldn't understand it is if you're truly spiritually concerned. I could show you in the scriptures where it talks about you're spiritually concerned. Okay? And it's the trumpet is sounding. Oh my gosh. I mean, when this war first broke out, Trump said it was trumpet is in head set get what is his name? Oh my gosh. Brain fart. Uh I'll think of it when I'm not thinking of it. You all know how that works. Uh, that's what I'm saying. There's just so much going on. Okay, but Hegseth. See, they're Hegseth. You know, we're gonna bomb, we're gonna fly over them, we're gonna do over Iran. First of all, when they went in, Trump said we are going in. Well, I think it was Hegseth or Marco Rubio that said it last Monday. We went in because we knew Israel was going to attack. Iran already vowed that if they got attacked by Israel or the United States, because they know Israel doesn't do anything without the United States, or vice versa, the United States doesn't do anything, whatever. United States and Israel in this together. Okay, they said they were going to attack the U.S. bases and Israel if they got attacked. They warned everybody this way back, and people were saying they don't have a right to bomb our U.S. Yeah, they do. They got every right in the world to defend themselves. Okay, but then Tuesday, I think he tried to walk back, say he didn't say that. He did say we attacked Iran because we knew Israel was going to attack Iran, and they were going to attack the U.S. bases if they got attacked by Israel or the United States. So we went in first. We figured we'd have less casualties because if they let them attack us first, then they would have to be answering questions. They would have to be answering questions as to why we didn't. I mean, it's all bogus. Well, then Tuesday he tried to walk back away from that. Then Wednesday, whatever that blonde woman's name is, she turned around and said, "Well, President Trump had a feeling Iran was going to attack. That's why we went in." They're saying, they're saying nuclear. Iran had nuke. Iran's not for the last 47 years have constantly said they're not going to have a nuke. They have no evidence of a nuke from Iran. Then you got last night, they had some political figure. I don't know who he was, but I was listening to how he actually said they want to take the oil away from the terrorist. Iran hasn't attacked a country outside of their borders in I don't know how long. Iran has built up the missile arsenal that they got for their own defense. Okay, but then when they first said that it went into this war, it was only going to last a few days. Then it was a couple weeks. Then it was 3 or 4 weeks. Now it's saying up to 2 months, and now there's even some rhetoric saying maybe it's going to go up to September because they thought they could just go in illegally, assassinate the supreme leader. I don't know his name. Okay, I couldn't pronounce his name. And they thought that the people in Iran would arise. Well, just to put it plain simply, you going to let me come into your house, tell me you got to do everything differently in your house, just like the people of Iran ain't going to say the United States come over there and tell them they got to do things differently. But this guy come on last night, it's all about the oil. So you got all these guys. I mean, it's just, they're all over the place. I mean, today, I haven't verified it, okay? Because I don't take a lot of time. I work a lot. I drive over 700 miles a day or whatever. I did 700 miles a day. So I don't got time to be sitting here fact checking everything. So I listen to several things and then I form my own opinion like everybody does. Because the only way it's not your opinion is if you're there firsthand to see exactly what happened. But by the time you tell someone of what you exactly told, the next person, it's already changed. By the time it gets down to 20 people, it's halfway away from whatever it was. So I have to form my own opinion. I have to kind of gather what I feel is right, what's wrong, whatever. It's everybody has to do this. Everybody. And there is so much of this. I mean, I mean, today Trump said that Iran. Okay, there was a couple things I guess it was said. Iran. They did make a thing on that they apologized to other countries that were not involved in attacking them, and they made an apology to them and said that they would not attack any countries that didn't have anything with anybody that was attacking them. Trump come out and said, "Oh, his tweet, his True Social, whatever that he's got, uh, I haven't even looked into it because it probably costs you to be on it, and I'm not going to pay to listen to that guy. Oh my gosh, he is the last Trump spoken about in 1 Corinthians 15:52. But he was saying that they said that they apologized and they were surrendering to the other neighboring countries and so forth. And just the other day, they had the leader. Uh, what was this guy? The some big guy over there, that was saying we're not going to surrender. We're not. The guy that was interviewing him actually asked him, are you ready for if the U.S. decides to send in ground troops? And the guy said, the prime minister, he was the prime minister or something like that. He said, yeah, without hesitation. And he says, yeah, well, go ahead, bring your guys in here. Find out how much it's going to hurt you all. I put my own words into it. Okay. Very bold, very confidently, was telling this guy, he's not scared of anything that we're going to do. Anything. They've been preparing for this for 40 years because the United States has put sanctions on them and pretty well tried to cripple them and tell that country, you're not allowed to live on this planet. That's my opinion. But the works of the United States and Israel, that is what they're doing. You don't have a right to be on this planet. Now, Trump is saying he wants to pick their next leader. He's the president of the United States, not the president of the world. And today I think he made a post on his social, and I've listened to some commentary today that people don't even really want to talk about it because it's so ridiculous. He's saying that the Iranians cut babies' heads off and they cut their women in half. I mean, come on. This man is trying to find anything and everything and tell you whatever to try to get you to back him up because he knows he just committed political suicide if the world was going to continue on. He knows it. If you want to look at it, the political side of it, he's going to lose all the Republicans come November in the midterms. Then what's he going to do in his last few years? Because he's going to have Democratic on both sides. He ain't going to do nothing. But like what the commentaries I've been listening to, except go to court every day because he's going to get impeached. And then when he gets kicked out of the office, he'll probably get tried for everything that he's doing here because he has committed a lot of international laws. And then you got the political figures as Hegseth and Marco Rubio. They've been going out with their things and saying there is no international law. I mean, these people think they rule the world. My father rules the world. They're going around saying, God has chosen me. Well, they're right on that to an extent. That's where I don't know if that one of the videos I just deleted or not. Maybe I should bring that up or show that. I think it's in Romans 12. Or Romans 8. Let's see. Foolish old man. Yeah, that's what That'll take me right to where it is, where God has formed. Oh, you don't tell me it's not in there. Romans, go to Romans. I know it's in Romans, and I'm sorry, but I want to see you all look this up. Maybe it is Romans 6. Maybe it was. Yeah, it is Romans 6. I'm sorry. I had the wrong. Uh, let's see here. Where is it? Oh, I think it's Romans 8. Should pause this, look it up. Vessel. That's the word I need to look up. Vessel. Sorry, guys. Romans. Go to Romans. Here we go. This is where I want. Romans 9. There it is. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Uh, That will say unto me, Thou shalt, verse 19, Thou wilt say unto me, Why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, that's what it is. Who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Why hast thou made thus? Not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another vessel, another unto dishonor? What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So part of this, yes, because this is the war that I was talking about on Coast to Coast AM last September 22nd. Yeah, I was a few months off on my timing. I'm in the flesh. All right, but this is what I was talking about. Can you all hear the trumpet sounding? I mean, oh my gosh! I don't know about this. I've only heard this from one or two sources today, but apparently the United States, and let's see, where was that? Uh, do, 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 do. Yeah, Rick Trump says today Iran will be hit very. Trump today was gonna said Iran was going to be hit really hard. They're going to drop a bunch of bombs and all that, which a lot of their stuff's underground anyway. But then I heard a report that they hit like 30 of their oil refinery places or something like that. Now, I don't know if this is true. I have not fact checked it. I do not listen to anything you hear on mainstream news because they're so far away from the truth. It's just unbelievable. But if they hit 30 of those, and then this one guy that I was listening to, uh, Canadian prepper, he was saying that there's a chance that Iran's going to start taking out the bunch of oil fields or oil refinery places in neighboring countries. They've already shut down the Port of Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz. I was listening to one guy who was saying, "Oh, the Strait of Hormuz is not closed down." Yes, it is. Okay, uh, there is still Chinese ships once in a while get through there and so forth. But the traffic, the oil tankers and everything that's going through there has come to a pretty much a dead halt. And this guy was saying it's not closed because you can try to you can try to you can put honey on crap, it's still gonna stink. Okay, you can try to spin it any way you want. Okay, but it's the fact of the matter is the oil and the other stuff that's supposed to go through there on a daily basis isn't going through. Iran warned everybody of this. They told everybody this way before they got attacked. If we get attacked, this is what we're going to do. They didn't come out and say, they didn't come out and start doing all this. No, they did it in retaliation for them trying to say, you don't have a right to be on this planet. Can you hear the trumpet sounding? Trump, Donald J. Trump, or whatever his middle of it, yeah, it's Donald Joseph Trump, is the last Trump. This is the last time he can be president. You know, and that's the reason I'm doing this. The other night, now I need to get onto that. Let's see here. I was looking for my website, my new website, davidofpsalm89.net. And while I was looking for this, apparently people did take heart what I was on Coast to Coast last September, and people have been researching me. My name's all over the internet now. I think I even did that one video about, no, actually, I don't think I did a video. It's actually in the 9th book, which we'll be talking about that here in a minute. All right. A little bit about it. Anyway, but this is what I found this video about me being on Coast to Coast last September 22nd. It's got a few of the books here, you know, and so forth. And then it's got davidofpsalm89.com. But while I was looking for this, now, yes, I wanted to mention this to you. This is davidofpsalm89.net. It is up and running now. They're still trying to get the 8th book uploaded on here. Okay. But we're just going to go ahead and click on the 9th book. Yes, this is Rose. This is the woman that the Father has picked for me that I want. This is the one I'm going to go live with. This is the 9th book, The Life and Betrayal of Jesus, written by Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Okay, yes. This is how the Father's bringing me into his rest. This is Precept 9. This book is done. But I don't think, well, this is new here. This is what they got here. They're still getting this up and running. So let's see. I want to I don't know what I just clicked on. Because like I said, they're just now getting it up and running and so forth. Let's go ahead and try this, buy it now. See, I don't think you can buy the books yet. Yeah, the store cannot accept payments. They're still trying to get all that set up. But it'll be available for $2.99 on this website. All 9 books will be on this website. There's, like I said, they're still working on getting the second one put up on. This one is, go back here. Let's see, back to home. Go to the home. David of Psalm89.net. But now I've been telling you all David of Psalm89.com was down. But when I stumbled onto this the other night when I was looking for this, I clicked on this and I come to my surprise, it's back up and running. So if you don't want to pay the $2.99 for the books, okay, you can still, they've changed it around, they've modified it, and I do not know how long this website will be up and running. Because they did suspend it. Whatever they do, they did make some modifications of it. Because see, like if I go to this author page here, I don't know when the author, yeah, it takes me, I got my YouTube. I got the books here. But anyway, it doesn't, you can still go to this website, davidofpsalm89.com, and you can scroll down here and you can still download the manuscripts to 8 books. The 9th book will not be put on here because they suspended it. And from my understanding, this website was not going to be available anymore. That's why I was telling y'all. So, and that's why I created the other website. I know the annual price I'm supposed to pay for this comes up like March 19th, so it might not be available. I'm not going to pay. I don't even know how to pay the people because URLink's going out of business or is out of business, and they got a few people working there closing their accounts out. Okay, so I don't know how much longer this will be up and available. But I am transferring. I'm going with DavidO'Sullivan89.net. I even had it changed on my truck already to DavidO'Sullivan89.net because I'm getting ready to move over to the Philippines, but I wanted to really express this. This is maybe it's a little bit morbid of me, maybe it's a little bit wrong of me, but this is what John 10. This is the hour I came for. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I thought was going to happen December 1st. I thought it was going to start happening December 1st. Now, that I brought that up, I've showed you the websites, DavidO'Sullivan89.net, DavidO'Sullivan89.com. The books are not available yet on DavidO'Sullivan89.net. They are available on DavidO'Sullivan89.com. I don't know if you can buy them on Amazon. I went on Amazon and looked at it, tried to see if I could purchase a book on Amazon. One time it couldn't do nothing on it. Then the next day I went on there, everything was fine. I don't know. I don't know if you can still buy them or not. And if you do buy them, I'm not going to get penny from them anyway on Amazon because it's going to go to URLink, and URLink I don't think is going to pay me any royalties because they already got $200 of royalties of mine, but that I've already been told that they're not going to pay me. So either way about it, you can still download the manuscripts on DavidO'Sullivan89.com, but I don't know how much longer that website's going to be up. All right, now, what I wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about Daniel 8, the 2,300 days. All right, this is why I left the country on the 29th of November last year. I was out of the country. I was very disappointed when I come back. I tell you all about this in the books, in the 9th book. All right. Let me see here. We're 2,300 days. I was just listening to the Bible today, and I was listening to this, and it's like, I'm going to do this video, and I'm going to talk to you about this. Let's see here. I believe we're going to start here with verse 14. And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. All right. Now, we'll go. I'm gonna do that in a minute. We'll go in a few minutes. We're gonna go over to Revelation 9. We're gonna go to Ezekiel 9 because I know I talk about this in the 8th book, and I know I talk about this in the 9th book. I think I talk about it in the 9th book. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's more in the 8th book. But anyway, that's why I left the country. Okay. Start with. All right, verse 15, and it came to pass when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man, and I heard a man's voice between the banks of, oh boy, Ulai, I don't know, called, and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. And he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall the vision be, shall be the vision. This is where we're at, guys. We're at the time of the end. Can you hear the trumpet sounding? I mean, I put diesel on my truck today, and it cost $1,026 for 191 gallons. Well, yeah, okay, there's a little bit more to that. I had 191 gallons I put in the truck. Put on some X amount of gallons of EF on, and then I put 10 gallons of reefer fuel on. And the total price was 1,026. The fuel prices went up that high just in 1 week, 8 days of this war. And I personally expect them to skyrocket Monday morning when the market's open. Because the Strait of Hormuz is still closed down. If this is true about Iran, much of the refineries going down, bombed, And if Iran does attack the oil refineries around there, there's not going to be any oil to ship through the Strait of Hormuz. So, yeah, I agree with Canadian Prepper. I think we could see $300 a barrel fuel, oil, which, okay, right now it's not even $100. What's it going to cost? $2,000 or $3,000 to fill up a truck? What's it going to cost you? $70, $80 to fill up a 10-gallon tank in your car? Or $150 to fill up a 20, $150 to $200 to fill up a 20 gallons? Then think about all the prices of everything you buy in the store, of how all that's going to skyrocket. Can you hear the trumpet sounding? I mean, we've got a regime here in the United States that thinks they have control of everybody in the world. Oh, I mean, I could just, what? Anyway, let's get back to reading this. Where was I? Verse 18. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. But he touched me and set me upright. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the nation. For at the time appointed the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia. And the great horn that is between the eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood upon it, up for it, four kingdoms shall stand out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance, understanding darknesses, shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, that's me, but he shall be broken without hand. Pause before I read these last. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Hegseth or Marco Rubio said, when all this, before this come out, before the war started, that I don't remember how he said it, but he was going to create peace by destruction. Kind of like what they think they're going to do in Iran now, which they bit off more than what they could chew. I showed you that in Romans 9. Okay, they've been preparing for this because of the Father. Yes, over there they call him Allah. Allah, I don't know how they pronounce it. All right, same God. I explain this to you all in the books. This is why it's so important for you all to read these books. Get an understanding of our Father, who he is, what he's doing, why he's doing what he did. Remember, the Tower of Babylon. Remember, the King James Bible is not a history book. It's a lesson book. Okay? All of our great schooling is in that one big, long book. All right. But the Tower of Babylon, God gave all languages. So it wasn't so easy for us. He gave us all different languages. So it wouldn't be so easy for us to figure out and understand what he's trying to do. Understandably, I understand why he did that. Okay, but now they call the Father Allah, Allah, however they pronounce it, or my Father is Allah to them. Allah is my Father. Same God. It's the same God. It's the same God. It's the creator of everybody. They bleed the same blood we bleed. They breathe the same air we breathe. They walk on the same earth we walk on. They suffer as we suffer. Same creator. They carry the same cross that you and I carry. Their skin's a little bit different color. Big deal. Big deal. They are our brothers and sisters. That's what I mean. You're getting ready to see. I think it's in Isaiah 27. The blood of the earth will no longer be covered, or however that's worded. Okay? Because now we're going to find out how everybody's out for their own gain. Oh, it's all like right now. That political figure come on Friday night and said it was about the oil. What's that about? Let's go to second. I think it's Second Timothy 3:16, or is it First Timothy? I want to say it's Second Timothy 3:16. Bear my computer, it's slow. Come on, internet. All right. Where won't this thing go? First Timothy? Can't be. It will not switch for me. So let's try another. My internet's lagging. Not letting me do anything. Huh. Anyway, the love of money is the root of all evil. My own daughter did this to me. My own daughter doesn't want to even talk to me anymore because I stopped paying her bills. Even she's 25 years old, got 5 children of her own. I didn't stop completely. I sent $400 to let you learn about that in the ninth book instead of paying her rent for 10th month of last year, ninth month of last year. Because I told her 2 months in advance, I think the father's telling me I need to stop sending paying your bills. Why won't this thing go anywhere? Huh. My computer froze on me. Anyway, the love of money is the root of all evil. If the money's not there, the love's not there. So ask yourself, what do you love more? The people around you or the money that the people around give you? We don't need Iran's oil. Iran's got their own rights to run their country. Yeah, they may have a little indifferences within their political circle, but that's not our business. Just the same, I heard one guy today give a good analogy about January 6th of when that went down. And the way he put it, we didn't see any other countries come in. We had that big political uprising over in Washington, D.C., January 6th of 2021 with Trump, because Biden won the election and then blah, 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 and all that stuff. But no other country interfered. And if any other country would have come in and interfered and it tried, we would have all bowed together and said, no, you can't come into our country and tell us how we're going to run things in our country, just like the United States and Israel are trying to do to Iran right now. With Trump saying he wants to pick their next supreme leader. I mean, come on. Wow. How ridiculous is that? I mean, can you hear the trumpet sounding? I'm going to wrap this up because my computer's not letting me do that. Okay, now it's doing all kinds of stuff. I don't know what I just clicked on. I don't know what it's doing. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to call it good and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video. I am the author of our salvation. I am the truth, the light, and the light. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think it'll let me go to it. Oh, hey, we got First Timothy. Nope, it's Second Timothy 3:16. I think it is. Now it's starting to do it. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, man. Oh, I know what I was thinking about a second. All scripture is for the inspiration of God and profitable for doctrine. That's what I was thinking about. Root of evil. I got to look for that up. Look, yeah, this is what I do. 6, 1 Timothy 6. I'm sorry. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Sorry, 1 Timothy 16. I know so many scriptures, I get them twisted and tied up, whatever in my mind. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a 22. What is the King James Bible is over 2,000 pages long. I can't remember where everything's at. I explain this in videos and I explain this in books. All right. Um, but that's what this is all about. It's about money, and we're getting now. Now that I'm thinking about it, now I'm going to go to Isaiah. Let's see. I want to say it's Isaiah 27. Go down here when the woman and it come to pass in that day, last verse, the great trumpet will be blown, and they shall come with which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and yeah, and the outcasts of the land of Egypt, and shall worship the Lord in the holy mount of Jerusalem. Okay, it must be. Now that's talking about 27:11. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. When the woman come and set them on fire, for it is a people with no understanding. Therefore, he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. I emphasize that. That's probably why I got Isaiah 27:11. But I know it was a. I'm just going to look up blood. It was in the blood of the earth will no longer be covered. And I know that was in Isaiah. The other day when I was, this is the day or two after the father told me listening to the stuff going on in Iran, it's kind of like listening to the Bible for me. And then I heard this and I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes sense to me now. See, let's see here. Isaiah. Okay. Ah, right here. Isaiah 26. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Okay, this is where we're going to learn everybody's out for their own game. Now, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see. I know this is in the Proverbs. Every man is for his own gain. I don't know if I'm looking up the right way. Well, okay, well, Isaiah 56:11. Yeah, they are great dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his own gain and his own quarter. Now, if we want to fire up eSword, Bible Gateway, not Bible Gateway, but an online Bible concordance. Give me a second here. Let's go to Isaiah. Where was that one? Isaiah 56:11. So now we go over here to Isaiah 56:11. See, this is how I do this, guys. Yes, this is automatically set up on the King James Bible because I don't do anything but the King James Bible. 56:11 was it? We go down here, flip that. They are, and see, we can go out here and look for the other ones that look for, and I know it. See here. All look for his own ways. But thine eyes and thy heart are not but for the covetousness and for to shed innocent blood. I couldn't read that because of my little emblem there. See if I move that down. I don't know. Anyway, just kind of giving you. I use Bible Gateway, eSword. It's free online Bible concordance. I tell you about it, the book and everything. Either way about it, guys. Share the video. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, interact, subscribe to the channel. Right now, is the time. We are there. This is what I was on Coast to Coast AM last September saying I thought was going to come. My timing was off by a few months. It actually took 5 months, maybe, well, it was September 22nd, February 28th. It's when the war broke out. Okay, so 5 months, right? September to October, October to November, November to December. Yeah, 5 months. December to January, January to February. 5 months. I was off on my timing. I said, I hope, or I think we got a couple months. I cannot replay that interview on here. That's copyright issues and so forth. Because I looked into being able to post my interview on my YouTube channel and everything and so forth, and it looks like I can't do that because of copyright issues. Okay, it's fine. I respect their rules, their regulations, just this, But anyway, we're there. This is going to get extremely hard for everybody. This is when people are going to start turning against one another because they're going to find out everybody's in it for their own gain. I could show you in the book of Proverbs. I know it says, well, no, in the book of Proverbs, every man thinks he's doing right, but it's actually the ways of death and the ways of destruction. So be it. That's what I'm thinking of, right? But the only way to the Father is to get an understanding of it. I can show you in the scriptures where it shows anybody without understanding will remain in the congregation of the dead. That's in the book of Proverbs. That I know for sure. Okay? We got to get an understanding of our Father, who He is, what He's doing, why He's doing what He's doing. That's what these books will do for you all. I am the only way to the Father. I am the truth, the way, and the life. No man gets to the Father but through me. These books that the fathers had me write get you all to the Father. They give you an understanding of who He is, what He's doing, why He's doing what He's doing. If you don't get that understanding, you're not getting to the Father. Right now, they are still available on davidofpsalm89.com. I don't know. Yep. David of Psalm 89. You can still get the books for free there. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how much longer it'll be up. Then you got davidofpsalm89.net. None of the books are available on this website yet, but they should be soon. They're working on it. They're working on getting the second book up there. I was talking to the woman working with, Grace. I actually talk about her in the ninth book. She's telling me she's working on getting the second book up on the site. Right now, it's only 8 books, and you see these are republications. Some of the covers have been changed a little bit. The 4th book was blue. Now it's a little bit different color, so forth. Some of the covers have changed a little bit, not much. Like the back of this book right here. I wanted the. I don't think I mentioned that. I wanted the fingers off there, but you know what? Back with it. I don't care. It's a graven image, but whatever. This is the last time I will do this. I will not republish again. I will not create another website. This is it. Which, as you can see and hear, everything that's going on, we're there. This is the time you all need to get into what these books are saying. First book, Father, forgive us. We haven't been listening. Is the milk. Desire the sincere milk of the Word. This is the first book the Father had me write. This is an introduction of everything else you're going to read in the following 8 books. Now, I tell you all, there'll probably be a 10th book when I get over there, but not until I get over there. I'm thinking I'll probably be expressing to you all what it's going to be like to living in the Garden of Eden, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going into God's rest. Yes, I'm living in the Garden of Eden now. Garden of Eden is not a physical place, it's spiritual. I listen to the Father. I listen to Father only. I don't listen to what man has to say, or I don't listen to man's interpretation of the Bible. I let the Father give me an understanding of the Bible. I give you all this same understanding through the books. I am the only way to the Father. All right, I'm rambling on. I've made this video way longer than I thought I was going to, but I wanted to get out here and I just wanted to ask you all, can you hear the trumpet now? The trumpet is sounding. Donald J. Trump is the last Trump. Spoken about in 1 Corinthians 15:52. You know what? I need to bring that up. I need to show that. Let's go and do that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15:52. I should have done that right in the beginning. Whoops. Don't do this again. All right. 50. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. Okay. As you can see, nobody's getting raptured. Okay. Read Ezekiel 13 if you think you're going to get raptured. If anybody's ever told you you're going to get raptured, anybody's trying to tell you you're going to get raptured, read Ezekiel 13. Listen to what the Father's going to do to those that teach people they will fly away. That's the rapture right there. King James Bible is a lesson book. Listen to what the Father said. Remember, man is supposed to live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God, not by bread alone. Okay? What's going to change in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, is the way you think. I tell you all this in the books, too. Okay? That's what's going to change. It's not going to be, okay, the flesh is no good. I can show you the scriptures. The flesh is nothing. The only way anybody is leaving this planet is by dying. Or when you come to the stage of where I'm at, you don't die. You go to sleep the last time here and you wake up somewhere else. That's all death is. Got to overcome that first death. Then the second death has no power over you. Because there is no second death. You realize you just go to sleep for the last time and you wake up somewhere else. You go to sleep for the last time here, you wake up somewhere else. That's all it is. Your soul never dies. Your soul is eternal. Remember, God breathed life into you. If God put part of himself in there, in you, God is eternal. That part of you, excuse me, is eternal. It never dies. Now, it's up to you to get an eternal life of perfection or to be reincarnated and have to answer for everything you've done in this life. Because that's how this works. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing it. And I'm making it up way out of proportion. But that's generally what it is. Okay, at the end of this world, those that rise with me will obtain eternal life of perfection with the Father. Those that don't rise with me will be reincarnated and what they answer for how they love God with all of their heart, soul, and mind, and love their neighbor as themselves in this life. They'll come back as male or female, black or white, Iranian, Korean, Chinese, Russian, you name it. I explain all this in the books. It's so easy to understand if we just listen to everything that the Father says. Instead of letting our imagination, the serpent, Satan or the devil, let our minds run wild and think of everything else other than what the Bible, King James Bible, actually says. When we listen to everything that the Father says, everything makes much more sense. All right, guys, I ran it on long enough. Thumbs up, share the video, subscribe. We are there. It's time to get this message out to anybody and everybody. Send this video to all your friends, family, name it. Share the video. Share my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Listen to some of these videos. Get these books. They're still available for free on davidofpsalm89.com, but I don't know how much longer that site will be up and active. They will be available for $2.99 on davidosam.net. davidosam89.net. I ran it on long enough, guys. I'm out.